Welcome, everybody, to the Chaos Theater. This is That One Time I Got Reincarnated as a Podcaster. We are your hosts, the Ed Boy.
This is Bob.
And I'm Forrest.
And we're here just to talk about nerdy shit, whether it be anime, movies, film, comics, the whole shebang.
You forgot manga.
I mean, it goes in there. It's
What
right.
about light novels?
Sure, books.
Books?
TV shows?
light
Did you
novels,
say TV shows?
TV shows as well.
Manhwas?
I haven't read those, but manhwas, yes.
You didn't read
Or
The Tower of God?
no, I never read that.
I mean,
Well,
Or what are they also called? Webtoons, right?
Webtoons is another
Webtoons
one,
is the
yeah.
other
And
name
that's
for
more
them.
the American version, I think, is what it's considered.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
Because
I think
there's
so.
sure.
graphic novels?
Yeah, it goes under like comics, right?
Okay.
I
Hentai?
mean,
Doujins.
Of course.
Dojin, sorry, that's what I meant. Sorry.
doujinshi.
Yeah. You missed a lot of things.
I did.
Shame.
I had to make that distinction, right? Because doujin is just what? It's just fan stuff, and doujinshi
Yeah.
is the fun side of it.
There's a difference?
Yeah, there's a difference.
Dojin just means it's made by fans about like certain characters, like fan service stuff.
So it's like a fan?
Or like different endings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like for instance, you wanted best girl to win and she didn't.
Yeah.
So you write
Okay.
about it. Or this character died and you didn't want him to die.
Or
So
you
you wrote
just
something.
make something in that realm.
And
It's
then
technically
Doujinshi is the spicy one.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
I thought they were
Yup.
both the same.
No, it's not the same.
They're similar. Technically, they're same. They're both the same in one category,
Uh-huh.
but not the same in the other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because dojins and dojinshis are the same thing, but dojins, right?
They're the same but
Or
different.
but can't be dojinshis. It's like a square is a or sorry, a rectangle is square, but a square is not a rectangle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Square's not a triangle.
No. A
Not all
square-
not all dojins are dojinshi, but all dojinshi are dojins.
There you
Okay,
go.
okay. I think I get it now.
Okay, sweet. Exactly.
So stupid.
Speaking of which, today we are going to talk about some movies. So I guess we're gonna narrow it down to like a certain, I guess, subgenre and stuff like that, right? I would only assume.
I suppose.
I suppose. And I guess we will focus on that of the Asian persuasion. Yes,
Probably, yeah.
because I mean, if we're gonna take movies in general, obviously, that's such a broad topic.
Well, then
but-
we'll be there forever.
Exactly, and I mean, lately, the thing I'm pretty sure we've probably been consuming a lot more than anything else at this point, or for like it. I mean, film wise, if we're gonna go like actual, live action film, probably Korean.
Yeah.
It'll be the big thing. Have you guys really seen any like Japanese movies? This is just throwing. Like if you really think about
Like
it,
not anime
like,
related?
yeah,
but
not
just-
anime, like
obvious.
actual live action Japanese movies.
I've seen more Japanese TV than movies.
Okay,
I think I've seen
think.
more Korean movies.
see that's what I
Yeah.
figured. I
Yeah,
mean that's
not
an easy one. But if you like really think about it, it's like if you think back, like is there any like, can you remember any Japanese movies you've seen?
Probably like the super old ones that are like on HBO.
Yeah, like Samurai 7
Yeah.
or
The Seven Samurai,
yeah,
That
Seven
one.
Samurai, yeah.
or what's
There's that haunting one that I
Yojimbo,
watched for a little
Yojimbo,
bit.
Yojimbo, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, the ones that come to mind is like
the Kurosawa films.
yeah, or the like the Grudge, but like the Japanese version.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Oh, Ju-on.
Yeah,
Ju-on, whatever everyone
Ju-on.
calls
Or
it.
The Ring.
The
Ringu.
Ring.
Ringu. What is it called?
She has a different name. It starts with an S.
Sadako.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Sakamoto, yes.
Sadako. I think the only reason I remember that is what's the name of that show? Is it Say I Love You?
No, it's from.
No, it's not Say I Love You.
No. It's
Kimi no Todoke.
Kimi no Todoke,
Yeah, Kimi no Todoke. Yeah,
Oh.
because her name is that, so they say she looks like
Since
it.
we're on those great movies, I watched there's a version. So Freddy versus Michael or Jason, whatever it
There's a
was.
Yeah,
Japanese version.
There's a Japanese
Yeah, it was Ju-on
version.
and the Ring Girl.
Yeah,
What the
so
fuck?
so they fight each other, but it's the dumbest thing. So the first part plays off like a normal Ring or Grudge movie,
Yeah.
where the person moves into the house
Uh-huh.
and they start getting haunted because the Grudge,
Okay.
and then another person buys the VHS player and it has the
The Ring.
Ring movie.
Yeah.
So they watch it. They start being haunted, and then I think they come together in like they go to the same college or something. and
They're like, hey, come over. I got
well,
a movie.
we're having it like they're having issues. They talk to this teacher who like understands a little bit about it.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, "Oh, I think I can help." So his biggest brain idea is, he's like, "So if we bring the VHS with the ring on it to the Grudge house
And watch it there.
to watch it with the Grudge, so you're haunted by both demons at the same time."
They cancel each other
No,
out?
they fight each other
Oh, shit.
because they want the soul.
Uh-huh.
So you're like, so through the beginning of the movie, you're kind of like scared because it's normal, like they're being haunted and shit's going wrong, they're hearing stuff.
So that is the biggest brain.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, like I think it's the Grudge lady comes out first. Like she comes down the stairs all creepily. You hear the cat kid, and just as she's about to reach them, the Grudge girl fucking grabs the ring girl, or no, the ring girl grabs the Grudge girl, and just fucking starts to fight. And I mean, this fight is straight garbage.
Is it like that fight from? It was a Scary Movie 3. Or Scary
Which
Movie
one?
4. It's like the black girl in Scary Movie is fighting the ring girl in like a.
I think that's 3.
The third one.
That's 3.
I know what you're talking about.
And it looks super
But-
shitty.
It's not too bad because they're kind of just like, it's almost like magical powers are fighting each other.
Oh my god.
But so you're kind of like, it's stupid. So the one girl dies, or I think she gets away. Something happens.
Uh-huh.
So there's one girl left, and the teacher or whatever he is. So there's a well on the Grudge house.
Uh-huh.
So he tells her to stand on the well, and the Grudge lady and the fucking ring girl are on opposite sides of each other. So they start sprinting at each other, full speed, and you're like, okay. They both jump, and she just fucking jumps out of the way, fucking collide midair,
And they find
They
the.
fall
fall
in
in
the
the well.
fucking hole,
No.
and they put over like a wooden seal, like you see in like some
Yeah.
anime movies. They put the
Yeah.
wooden thing, they put that on, chain it up or something, and they're like, "Oh, we did it! He's saved, or she's saved," and he's like, "Yeah." And then they start hearing the rumbling, doof, doof, and it fucking shoots off the top, and a big, I think it's like Akira type creature.
Oh, yeah,
where it's like
yeah.
all morphed and stuff.
Yeah.
Comes out.
With like a bunch of arms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
comes out and just kills everyone. Just legit just kills everyone. And you're like, oh, I didn't expect that. They just killed everyone.
That's what the movie is?
Yeah. Also, and then at the end of the movie, so you know how the ring tape, she just kind of like comes out just creepily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the normal.
Yeah.
So it becomes way scarier for one scene. So it plays the tape you've seen like 12 times
Yeah.
at this point.
Uh-huh.
But this time you hear the like the
So it's like
sound
the
all the way
combination
through.
of the two.
Yeah, and it starts to flicker, and she like poofs like closer to you, and then she makes up to the screen, and they're combined. She looks normal now, but they're just combined spirits,
Fucking fusion.
and it just ends, and you're like for that one scene, you're like, yeah, it's scary in the beginning, garbage, scary.
That's not my type of movie.
It's great. I
Sounds
think
total garbage.
it was on Shudder, but that was when it was on Verve.
Shudder's
so it was
like that
4 years
horror-
ago. Yeah,
That horror thing, right?
yeah.
What's it called? I'm just gonna Google it.
Just
I
look
think-
up Ju-on versus Sakamoto-san or whatever, you know.
Sadeko.
Yeah,
Is the ring like an isekai? Would you say?
No.
get out of here.
Stop.
So she comes from another world, dimension.
No, because it's the
No.
same one.
Is it?
She's
in
just
the
a
same
ghost.
World, she's just a ghost. So she's more like ghost stories.
Yes.
But what else? Anything you guys watched?
No, I mean, speaking of Japanese films, I mean, I'm super excited for a Shin Ultraman.
You've seen those movies?
I've seen Ultraman.
I've seen Ultraman, but not many of them. But if it's directed by
It's Hideaki Anno.
yeah,
Oh shit.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Which is why it's called Shin Ultraman.
Right.
There is a trailer.
There is.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it looks like a modern take on those movies. Like those, so the monsters still look like kind of suits, but they're like claymation-y ish. Like there's still like CG in them,
Yeah.
but they look like the suits kind of. And then there's the Ultraman guy.
I want to watch this.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, Shin Godzilla was fucking
She
great.
was
It was great.
Dude,
as far as
that's
Godzilla
my
moves,
favorite
I mean,
Godzilla.
I still think probably original Gogeta is probably my absolute favorite, but that's
No sports, but
of course it is. It's the original. And it sends a message, right? It's a statement, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, that statement was butchered over time and stuff like that. But that's not beside the point. I mean, Shin Godzilla was great for what it was, as a kind of like a commentary of bureaucracy and stuff like that. I mean, something that probably hits a little bit more close to home for countries and stuff that are more like that.
I do wonder if it's going to be more like the Godzilla one. I'm looking at the trailer.
Yeah, it looks a
kinda,
lot. It looks a
and
lot
it
more like
looks
that.
pretty similar, but it does still look campy like Ultraman kind of was.
Yeah, that's what I love. And the creature design still looks like funky and, stuff like that. Like, it still looks like they move almost like it's the dude in the suit.
uh-huh.
Yeah, like how it used to be. Like how those old kaiju movies and stuff used to be.
You know when it comes out?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember if it says.
Oh, it said, but I clicked away, so.
Oh, yeah.
I think it said October. I could be wrong. I saw like a 10.
Yeah,
something.
but as far as Japanese movies are concerned, that's
So if
something
that
I'm
movie
super...
comes out before the new Evangelion movie, I'm gonna be so upset.
You know the Evangelion movie got canceled.
Bullshit.
That movie's never coming out.
They said it was gonna come out.
Do you think it was actually filmed?
It got postponed indefinitely. Remember?
It did.
Yeah.
I thought it was like done filming.
It is. It's
It
done.
is, but then it got postponed because
Its
of
release
COVID.
got postponed
Oh
indefinitely.
my god.
So, we may never see it. We may see it. I doubt we will.
Dude, I bet they just never filmed it.
That's why I said
It's a
I think
hoax.
they filmed that one scene that we've all seen.
It's like,
and that was
filmed the
it.
trailer.
No, that's what it's like. Cyberpunk. They had these really good rendered trailers, and that's it. That's all there is.
Dude, they're gonna the fourth movie. They're just gonna re-release the last 2 episodes of the original anime. You know, when like the animation was super shitty.
You know what the best thing is?
What?
The movie's gonna start, and it's just gonna be End of Evangelion.
It's just in 4K.
Yeah, it's just End of Evangelion in 4K.
Yeah, he just cleans it up. He's like, "Here you guys go. This is what you wanted, right? The same movie."
Yeah, End of Evangelion in 4K.
Who told you? I think another movie that comes to mind is the Battle Royale movies.
there's
Oh, yeah,
tons of
that's
them.
right.
Yeah.
I remember. Do you ever watch G4? Either of you?
The
G4?
G4,
The
the
channel?
TV show, or channel? Sorry. thank
The
you.
video game channel,
I
yeah.
was thinking of like the hamsters.
Oh,
They're like spies or
I thought you
whatever.
were gonna
No.
say G4 the song, like with the airplanes.
Oh, I
That's
was
a
thinking of that
G6.
too.
That's a
you know.
G6.
G4 was like the gaming channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I remember.
So they used to also put on like Ninja Warrior and the castle, Takeshi's Castle.
Yeah, Takeshi's Castle.
Mm.
But they also had what's it called? What was it was a battle royale. It wasn't battle royale the movie, but it was
That
one
one,
of
that
those.
one I don't remember.
Oh, you've never seen battle royale? It's supposed to be one.
I've
of
seen the
those.
movie. No,
that's what
I've seen
I-
the movie
yeah.
Battle Royale. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a gas station. All I remember is there's like gangs that would like circle in and out of it because they're all being like pushed back and forth. I have no clue the name of it, so if someone can tell me, it'd be great. But I remember it being pretty funny.
Oh, good lord.
But what other battle royale movies have you seen?
I've seen both of those.
Okay, both battle royale.
Uh,
Those are good movies.
I remember another one, and the one that I remember the most is like an all girls school, and they're in a bus.
Okay.
Oh
And then out of
wow.
nowhere, there's like
Yeah.
shit cuts everyone's head off. or
Oh,
whatever.
we all
It was
watched
the
that
weird
together,
video
yeah.
gamey time one, right?
Yes,
What was that called?
I don't.
It was on
remember.
Netflix. I remember it was
Yeah,
a
It was
Netflix
on
movie.
Netflix.
I remember it started off really shitty,
I watched
and then
it
it really
randomly.
came really good. Because we watched it. It might have been with Eric too.
It might have because it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a very long
Yeah.
time ago.
I don't think it's there anymore.
Probably
Oh,
not.
it might not be.
That was like 2 years ago. It's when you guys were all living. Same place.
Oh yeah.
It was 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's funny when you think about it, right? It's like we consume so much like Japanese media in the form of its animated form, but then when you think of like live action stuff, it's like usually not as much, right? Which I find, interesting in its own right. But another thing, or another, I guess, country close by there is obviously Korea,
Yeah.
and that stuff is stuff we probably watch
Constantly.
a lot more, at least film wise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because those are like the most recent ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Like we saw Along with the Gods, both
Yes.
parts
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Yes, it was last week.
The first one's very good.
The second one's okay.
Yeah. It's on Hulu right now. But I don't know. Like the first one I really liked, I like the dynamic with the characters and how everyone was portrayed.
Yeah.
I didn't like the second one because I felt like the main Guardian flipped. Like his...
Well, like he became a dick.
Yeah. You're just like... You're like, oh, you pushed this guy through and you did all this stuff to save this guy from being damned to hell. And then it's like, oh, this guy, he was kind of a dick, but he should go to heaven or reincarnated, sorry. But they, like, just pushed everyone. He was like, get out of my way. I'm going to win. Keep going. You're like, oh, whatever.
When I saw the trailer for the first movie, I was like, what the hell is this? It's like, there's kung fu or whatever, there's fight scenes.
Oh, yeah.
It's all
monsters.
fantasy shit. And
It looks kind of wholesome at the same time. And then you end up crying at the end. You're like,
oh, dude.
Grind the heart, dude.
It wasn't even at the end. It was sad all the way through.
But at the end is when it hit me the most.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe it's the build up from the
the
whole
whole
trials. And he was like,
See,
oh.
I feel like the problem with the second one, it has a structural problem.
Yeah.
Like its pacing is straight garbage. It's
yeah.
it's not. It is straight
I
garbage.
think that one's longer than the first one, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if it's
remember.
longer.
I know it was late at night.
It felt longer.
But the problem I think between the two is the first one feels like a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a movie that was filmed and designed and planned in a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was executed, right?
Shot very well for that.
Yeah, it's like it gives you enough world building that so you're like, oh, I kind of get how this thing works, and it's just enough so you can focus on this character story, right? Which I mean, I think it's an issue with and the idea is when you have multiple main characters, it's very hard to write a good cohesive plot for all of them to tie all their arcs
I'd say
together.
for a movie.
Yeah,
because you're trying to push it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
How many were there? 6 people?
Yeah.
7 by the end of it?
Because if you really think about it, the first movie, as far as like development or like plot is concerned, I mean,
just one guy.
you have one guy.
I'd almost argue there's 3.
On that one?
Yeah, because you have
Like
the main guy, the brother, and then the main guardian. The other two guardians, the other two guardians were fun. The mom was, she was there, but she was like the linchpin that held all of them together.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't consider her a main character like I would consider everybody else.
So I like the main because the main guardian's there a lot.
Oh yeah, and I like him as a character.
The first one I don't feel like I feel like the guardians aren't there for their own development. Does that make sense? Like the main one is just the altruistic dude that just wants to put this person through because they also want to be reincarnated.
Yeah.
The other two are in the same boat, and so that's their goal and that's their focus.
Yeah.
Is obviously get another person through so they can make it to the end, and then obviously the main dude that just dies. Obviously, he just lives with all this regret and stuff, and it's just his whole arc is just him coping with this stuff. And the only real development you see through these characters are probably his brother and himself.
Yeah.
As you see their life go through, while everyone else is meant to frame this in a certain way and provide fun set pieces and fights and traditional funness.
Yeah.
So it's not just like just a drama.
Yeah, I did like that reference at the end of the first movie when they introduced Best Boy.
Oh, from Train to Busan.
Son.
Yeah. Well, as I said, all the characters I feel like in the second one are kind of shitty for their own reasons. Except I'd say for the girl. I'd almost say the 2 characters that you see nothing of in the first movie.
Oh, I love the other 2 sides.
The other 2 guardians.
I love those 2.
I think they came really strong in the second one with the... what was he? He was a guardian, technically?
He was a god.
He was a god?
Uh-huh. He's like...
a demigod or whatever.
So he was a guardian. He was a person.
He's a household god or whatever.
Yeah, he was a person. He became a guardian.
Yep.
And then he was revered as a household god.
Yeah.
And then he was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to stay here.
Yeah. And then he died. Or, well, he didn't die. He just went back up, I'm guessing.
I think so. Something like
That's
that.
how I understood it.
Yeah.
But either way, those 3 characters were so good, but always the jumping back to the
other guy.
brother,
Yeah.
and you're just like, I don't care. The funny 2 counter guardians?
Because one was the
Fucking what are
assistant.
They're like prosecuted. You have
prosecutors?
prosecution and defense.
Super funny in the first movie. In the second movie, they still have their quips.
Yeah.
But not even close.
But the
to
funny
same.
the funny prosecutor in the first one became like the dick one in the second
Yeah.
one. So it was like, hey, what the hell?
Yeah, and so I feel like literally everyone just flipped.
Yeah. I didn't like on the second one. I guess they had two main objectives because they had to help reincarnate the brother.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
But they also had to get the old man to die.
yeah, and try to reincarnate themselves
yeah.
by showing what the memory he knows that he lived with for a century or
Yeah.
something. And I'm just like,
Millennia.
a millennia,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
But I think that was a side story because
Yeah,
they didn't know, but the other guy was the only one that knew.
yeah,
But then they met the god and like, oh, I know you guys.
yeah.
I can
As-
tell you the story or whatever.
I said they're not main, but they were
yeah.
main plot kind of.
Best Boy exists as a framing device,
It's like the mom.
and I hate that framing device so much.
You hate Best Boy?
No.
That's what
This
you
is
just
different.
said.
This is different. This is different. I love the character. I love the actor. I hate what they did with it.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, so here's the thing, and here's the thing. If you were talking about impact, right? Like as the first movie did, you get those tears, those crocodile tears at the end, right? I feel like if instead of using that frame to explain their backstories, and they just explain their backstories,
Yeah.
like if it was its own, like if that was the thing, it would have been so much better.
I do wonder how we would have thought of the movie if we didn't watch them back to back too.
Yeah.
Because we watched, it was like watching, like, I don't know. That's a really good, like Die Hard. You go Die Hard 2, I don't think is as good as 1. Or
It's not.
you go on
It's
something
not.
like that.
How many diehards are there? Like
There's
4, 5.
five or six.
I think I've only
7.
seen the first one.
So
Yeah.
Die Hard 1 is great. Is amazing. Die Hard 2
It's so good.
is okay. Die Hard 3 is great. Samuel L. Jackson is great.
He's always good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He makes every movie.
He's
great.
fucking great. Die Hard 4
I've never seen the last ones.
is okay.
That's probably where I stopped.
It gets really crazy with the set pieces, but
Well, of course, now they're spending like millions on the budget.
It's okay.
They got big
And then
ones.
I haven't seen anything after that.
Yeah.
There's some more.
There's like one or two more after that.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But
And they're all holiday movies. One's Christmas, one's Valentine's.
But yeah, like I said, I believe if they would have just set up the film to just show their three backstories,
Yeah.
like as almost its own thing,
Oh yeah.
and then at the end have it be like they remembered all this.
Uh-huh.
I think that would have been a much better framing device.
I agree with that.
I think
There's
that would've
like no
had a bigger impact.
Yeah, like no side quest. It'd be like everyone with the brother taking him through. But instead of going through the brother's background, which we already kind of did with the first film,
Yeah.
it would be going through theirs.
Yeah.
And I mean, the original used the framing device of, explaining the main character's family stuff through his memories and things.
Yeah.
But if I believe if it would have just been them with the brother going through certain things, and it'll intercut into their backstories just straight, like you're just it's almost. I mean, I feel like it'd be a little bit jarring because you would have like very different settings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like if that's what you did, though, I feel like the end would have had a much better payoff.
I did
do-
like the end though.
Oh, the
Like,
second
well,
one?
Yeah, I guess with like the plot twist.
Well, yeah. Well, so I do want to say, I feel like they were filming these like they were going to make more than one, obviously. Because the first one, to me, ended.
They did set up for the second one
Yeah.
on the first.
Because the first one, they
Yeah.
said, what, they needed 59 people?
49.
Yeah.
49.
Yeah.
And they had 48 when they saved the...
Yeah.
No,
Last
that was
brother.
their 47th. So they
No,
still-
that was their 48th.
that was because they needed the brother and the old man.
No.
They needed the brother and then the other brother.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
They
the
had-
first brother and then the asshole brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said, so they saved the first brother. They're like, oh, I'm like, I guess they need one more, so they're gonna obviously do another one.
Uh-huh.
But then when they did that brother, I'm like, I can see that because he didn't need to die. It was kind of stupid, and he did help out the family. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
He just got in a shitty situation, and he was just like, hey, oh well, fuck you guys, I'll take it out on you. But then I don't know, I don't know how you do a third one. Like, what do you do?
I
Are you just in
it's-
gods now?
It's based on a manga.
Is it?
Yeah, or manhwa or
manhwa.
whatever. Yeah, because at the end it left it very open ended
Oh yeah.
because it felt like they wanted that brother to become the next like god of the underworld or something like that.
Well, I saw that, but how
Or
do you
just
make that a
another
movie?
guardian
Or,
or something like that.
Some-
I felt
like
like he was gonna be another god
Yeah,
because
probably.
I think
Yeah.
the main guy
Uh-huh.
is gonna be he wants to be reincarnated.
Oh, because it's been 1,000 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
'Cause-
that was the deal. Like, okay, for the next 1,000
You be this guy.
yeah, you
Yeah.
be the god, and you're gonna look like that other guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And that passed, so then he was like, "Hey, man, I got a plan for you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm in."
Because technically that guy was the main guardian's father.
And that's
Yes.
when Robert Downey Jr. steps out for the
Oh,
Avengers
yeah.
initiative.
But yeah, I said, is there the third one? I don't know if I want to watch it
I kind of just want to watch it just for like
for closure.
like.
But
the hell's
but
gonna
is it gonna
happen?
be like? Is it gonna keep going? Like, are they just gonna keep pushing more movies,
Doubt it.
or is it gonna be like the God tier movie Bahabuli, where it ends after 2?
But the second one was way better than the first one.
I don't know. They're both great. I
They're
can't
both
remember.
great.
It's been so long, but I
But
do remember that.
I mean, Bahubuli's a little bit different though, as it feels like two
still is.
parts of a cohesive whole.
It feels
Yeah,
like
Does that make
The
sense?
second one feels
See,
like two
yeah.
movies.
And
Yeah.
see, and so this is the thing with Along the Gods is I feel like they do feel like two very distinct movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're very different. So it doesn't like. So the way I like to describe it is they made this first movie with this idea and this plot and these characters with enough world building to be able to make more if they could.
if they made enough money.
Yeah, if they could.
They pushed the sequel without knowing if they would get a sequel.
Yeah, well, and not even pushing it
Oh, well, yeah.
because this is the thing with movies and stuff like that. Obviously, it's a very tight medium.
Yeah.
You don't have so much room
Yeah.
to work with.
Yeah.
Right. As far as like stuff is concerned, like for instance, let's say we'll take a podcast I listened to. Right, the way they described it, like if you were to compare it to another medium of art, a movie is similar to a short story.
Okay.
Something like a video game is similar to like a novella or something like that.
Yeah.
A book or a TV series is similar to like a novella, a bit size like that. Maybe a small novel.
Yeah.
And then obviously for the really crazy stuff, you just need full blown like TV series for
Yeah.
big things. And that's the thing with a film, right? The simpler you make the film, the simpler you make a premise, the simpler you do things. It's like normally it's the better off you make a film, right? So obviously there's a lot of things you have to cut, a lot of things you have to work around. Like I said, with the first movie, it does enough world building and enough stuff that intrigues you into this world, which also gives you the the effect of maybe wanting more from this. But then you follow this character story and it stops and it ends and that's the end. And I
Yeah.
feel like for a lot of films that works perfectly well, just like that.
Yeah.
It's like the lightning in a bottle kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like you get this glimpse
Of greatness.
of greatness of this, like you get enough of this world to understand the story you're in. You get enough of all this,
the characters.
the characters and stuff like that, and it feels great in this compact form.
Yeah.
And then the moment you go deeper into this world, you start fleshing it out more and stuff like that. If you forget that you also have to structure that in the correct way, it's empty world building. Is basically what it ends up being.
Yeah.
I was reading that Along with the Gods, so it's supposed to be a 4-movie series.
So
Oh.
it's already.
Yeah, so
set.
3 and 4 are I think being production or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But the last 2
Yeah.
are not related to the webtoon that they're from.
Mm.
So just the
Oh.
original
So
comic.
the
did-
first
yeah.
2 are original, or are from the.
The webtoon,
Yeah.
yeah.
Webtoon.
And then the next 2 are just like
I could see that because I
original.
don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I'll watch it because we're already halfway through. It'd be like watching
I'm
Lord of the
committed.
Rings and watching like 1.5 movies and being like, I can guess what's happening.
Oh, stopping right before the best scene in Lord of the Rings 2.
So we never know. It could be the best scene in season 3.
I
I doubt it.
I don't feel like it compares as well. Like if you were to describe it that way.
Well, of course not.
It's
No,
like,
I mean,
What are you going to
no,
compare
no,
to
no,
Lord of
no,
the
no.
Rings?
I know
the
exactly.
Lord of the Rings is up here.
Yes, no.
And that movie's up there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not in the sense of like, obviously, Lord of the Rings. It's a priceless diamond that can't be
Okay,
kind
it's
of
like
touched.
saying you stopped watching Toy Story at number 2.
It's
I
like
would
saying,
totally agree.
It's like saying watching Harry Potter and stopping after the third book or movie or whatever.
I would
garbage
stop after
movie.
the third one.
So would I.
The third one was my favorite.
Third one's the best.
Right.
Yeah. The
So
fifth
that
one
means
was
we can
ass.
stop at 2. So is it Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, Bob?
Harry Potter.
Okay, we're done, guys.
Actually, with my previous analogy, Harry Potter works perfectly because the further it progressed, it just becomes empty world building, to the point where nowadays it's really empty world building.
But you
Yeah,
read
but
the books, right?
Well, I
Yes.
also don't think you need to do world building anymore.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but that's what it's become. There's no
What,
good.
more world building?
For instance, you watch Fantastic Beasts, right?
Garbage.
I hated that movie.
Okay, perfect. That explains my point perfectly. It is empty world building.
I still don't get it.
Like,
There's no world building at all.
I mean, there is by definition, because it is expanding the wizarding world as far as world
Technically,
building is
yeah.
concerned. Because world building, that's all it is. You're fleshing out
Yeah.
the setting.
You're just saying this is more background to the background that you already have because no one gives a shit.
Exactly. But none of the characters are... They're just bad. They're just bad characters.
I don't feel like the main character in that movie is bad.
I like the actor, but I
don't
didn't,
even
I didn't
mind-
really care.
I didn't mind Newt, but as I said, if you're going Harry Potter, I just don't like the fucking world in general, but
Yeah.
that's my opinion, so it's like whatever.
And that's another thing, too. It's a world that the longer you think about it, the dumber it gets. But...
It's magic. It's like, what do you expect?
Stop exposing it.
But like what I mean is there is no real care for plot structure in general.
I feel like that's
Like-
just writing on the side of the producer. I haven't read the webtoon, so it could be the same.
Uh-huh.
But I bet you there's a lot cut
Oh, of
and
course.
changed.
Of course.
So I think it's more the side. Whoever wrote this transcript is probably just
Yeah.
like,
Like I said, it's also a question of adaptation, right?
yeah,
It's how you choose to adapt
what
something.
needs to be in it. Yeah.
So-
I feel like they did. It's like when you watch Train to Busan,
Yeah.
and it's like it has some feel. The story's great,
Yeah.
and the characters are great. But in the second one,
Yeah.
you don't have those same characters, and it's more like actiony. And
Yeah.
like, I guess
Well, the
for
second
like
one,
the general public.
the second one, I would go back to his point. It redoes the whole world building now.
Yes, it does.
Completely, is what I think. Because the first one, the only world building you got was Korea.
Yeah.
Shit just went down. The
Yeah.
second one
It's all
got.
it's all you needed.
Second you got Korea's fucked. They went back to Korea because
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I mean,
they're stupid.
I mean, another perfect example of this is 28 days later, 28 weeks later.
Oh, yeah.
It does the same thing.
Yeah.
But the problem is, the thing is, that doesn't always have to be the case,
Yeah.
right? And that's where it becomes a little sad and demoralizing sometimes. For instance, we'll take 2 movie franchises, for instance, where the first ones have very different feels than the second ones, and it's funny to me that the second ones are actually directed by the same person, which is Terminator and Alien.
Okay. Okay.
Terminator and Terminator 2 are different styles of movies.
Yeah.
I think
As-
I like Terminator 2 better.
As Alien and Aliens are very different. Like, and the thing is, if you think about it, the difference between Alien and Aliens is very similar to the difference between Train to Busan and Peninsula, in theory, right?
You tell me it's not Aliens 2?
No,
It's just
I don't know. I
Aliens?
think it's aliens.
because Alien is a horror movie
Yeah.
it's a monster movie, right?
Yeah.
Aliens is an action movie.
Yep.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
So it does pretty much the same thing. But if you look at it, Aliens is a great movie. It's just great.
I feel like they're both great movies. They're just
Yeah.
great for different reasons.
They're great for different reasons,
Yeah.
right?
But
But
I'd almost argue Peninsula to.
it's good for different. Like, it's good, but
Peninsula has it.
no. And so no. And see, that's what I mean, though, right? That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't always have to be that way, right?
Yeah.
So, because Peninsula went to this action movie, but it brought nothing else with it.
Yeah.
No.
But you watch Aliens, and there's a charm to it. I mean, obviously you have the same main character because Ripley,
Well, yeah.
Ripley's still there to carry it, and
Believe
she's
it or not,
and
it's
she's
crazy.
such like, huh?
Believe it or not, it's crazy.
Yeah, she's such like a well written and fleshed out character
Yeah.
that you're okay with a different style of thing, and
Yeah.
and the side characters all have like a certain charm to them and stuff, and you know
I guess,
you
yeah.
still have there's different stakes and things like that. Same thing with the idea of Terminator. You do have a lot of the same. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger's still there, right? And you know, is Jake Connor right? John Connor. John Connor.
James Conner.
John Connor.
John Connor Van
Yeah.
Damme was his name, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both the original actors were in the newest one, right?
In the Terminator?
Yeah.
Yes.
Schwarzenegger was.
And so was
And
the girl.
Oh, the girl, right?
Oh, for
Yeah,
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, it was the same actress. But like I said, I mean, you can have different sequels and have those sequels, even if they're different in tone from the first one, they can still be great.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I said there's always great sequels, but I do wonder what a percentage of a sequel is that is great, equal to, or even better than the original, which is most time
No,
not.
it's usually not the case.
Yeah.
Like the Matrix.
What
Yes.
are you saying? Matrix 3 is the best movie.
I don't know.
I can't finish the
Matrix
statement.
2 is way better than Matrix 3.
Ooh, that's spicy. Yes. Maybe.
The Matrix 2 is a kung fu movie with a lot of gibberish.
Is the Matrix 2?
It's trying to be too smart.
Is it the Matrix 2 the one with the water dudes or like the misty ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I remember.
like, I feel like the Matrix 2 is like a kung fu movie that's trying to be too smart for its own good.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because if you watch like a traditional like old Chinese kung fu movie, it has that thing, right? It's like exposition fight, exposition fight, exposition fight. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Right. The Matrix 2 follows that same thing,
Yeah.
except the exposition is a lot of like jargon, especially like you get like the architect scene.
Oh god.
The best scene.
Best.
where it really gets all
God, it's such a
jargony
waste of time.
while they're trying to push they're trying to push an idea, but it's just a kung fu movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you were to take like John Wick and try to make it smarter than it actually is.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, right? You're here to watch this guy kill a lot of people.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Sure.
You tell me you get tired of all the action?
No. That's just a straight action movie. That's just
Yeah,
great.
that is. But and it's funny too because and also it's like the characters stop having. It's like a problem. It's the shonen problem, where your characters become too perfect too early.
Yeah. And you have to make the bad guy like
50 times.
you almost make the bad guy push his limits farther. So you're almost seeing the bad
Like-
guy evolve more than you see the main character.
Your
evolve.
main character ceases to become the main character
Yeah.
because there's no point anymore, right?
No.
Because if you think about a storyteller, like a story in general, right? Your point to writing any story is because you want to tell someone's journey to achieve some goal
Yeah. Or stop him.
or stop a goal,
Yeah.
right?
Like the Avengers with Thanos. His story was more cooler than fucking Avengers stopping him.
Yeah, exactly.
No one gave a
he,
shit.
he is the protagonist.
I was rooting for Thanos.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Nothing wrong.
He is the protagonist.
He's best boy.
And so, and I mean, and that's the thing when you look at it, right? So the problem is if, let's say, the first arc of your story, your character achieves his goal, yet we're still supposed to follow this character, everything after that's just bland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about like in the Batman situation?
What?
Like number 2, like with the Joker.
see, and
But that's a different. You're
Yeah.
adding. See, you're adding characters, and that changes things too. Because like the Harry Potter, you have the same characters. You add characters here and there.
yeah.
But you're not adding like a main villain.
Well, I feel the thing with superhero films in general is you shouldn't. I almost feel like you should never really view the main character as a protagonist anymore after a certain point. They are antagonists.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I mean, if we were going to go off like the bare bones
I don't think that
definition
matters
of
though.
protagonist, antagonist,
Yeah,
but
it's just like,
but the
hey,
thing is, at this point, you're following like villain storylines. For instance, let's say we'll take Batman, right?
Yeah.
We'll take Batman. So Batman the animated series is fucking amazing, right? It's
Yeah.
great, you know, the '90s series.
Sure, I don't remember most of it, but I remember it being good.
Oh, so there is an episode of that series that won an Emmy, right?
It did.
Yes,
That means shit.
I know. I'm just saying, but it's the Mr. Freeze, the Doctor Freeze episode,
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
right? And if you look at that episode, I mean, the reason it's so good is because Mr. Freeze's arc is great.
Yeah.
It's not Batman's, because Batman's trying to stop Mr. Freeze from achieving his goal, right?
Yeah.
But it is so good because you watch this character go through his hardship and stuff and try to achieve his goal. But then Batman is technically
I
the
think
main
it's just
character and he
new
stops him.
characters that make stuff better. It's when you keep jamming the same characters down people's throats, no one cares.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like when you watch Psychopaths.
Yeah.
I loved the first season,
Yeah.
and then on the second one, I just fucking hated the whole thing because it was kind of like the repeat of the same story.
Yeah, with just different people.
Different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated that.
Third
shit.
one's similar. They just start throwing more people at you, and you're just like,
I just didn't even bother with the third one. Just like I don't know any of these people, and I don't really care.
You're not really missing anything on the third one. But I don't know. Sometimes if you throw characters, makes it better, but then, like you just said, it also makes it worse.
Is there like, I guess, an equivalent in like an anime movie? Because I don't know if anime movies have like.
They usually don't have sequels. No.
Unless it's
Unless
like a
Evangelion
TV show, but that's like a
or
TV.
Madoka.
TV.
Or-
But
yeah.
Madoka movies, don't like the.
The
There's
third
three.
one.
The third one was really.
Yeah, the third one's
fucking
amazing.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, the third one's absolutely amazing. But it's very rare. I mean, there's adaptation. For instance, Heaven's Feel, I guess.
I still haven't
Yeah, but
seen
these
it.
are all adaptations. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's any movies that
Do
are
you
just.
do you remember Battle Royale 2?
I don't remember
that
movies.
one too well. I think they were trying to take down like the government
Yeah.
or like whatever put them in that island or situation.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Sure.
But I don't think that one was as good as the first one.
Probably not. They blend together because I remember watching them pretty close to back,
Mm-hmm.
so I couldn't tell you.
There's a dog over there. But I feel like, well, let's take Psychopaths, right? We'll look at Psychopaths because you're right. The first season's absolutely amazing. Second season, it has the same characters in it. But like, so in your sense, like, what makes it different? What makes it not as good?
On that one, I think it was because they were like retelling the same story, but instead of like the main bad guy with the white hair,
Yes.
because I love that main bad guy.
Yes.
It was another dude that was like there's that combination of a lot of bad guys or something like that. So it's kind of like a rip off of the first season, but not as much fleshed out characters. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. It's understandable. I mean, that like so the thing, Psychopaths is like the original is a story I love a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love anything really in the cyberpunk genre. Sadly, some things aren't as great anymore. But
What are you
So-
talking about? The game's great.
so in that case, right?
10 out of 10.
But at the same time, it's also like this detective story stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh.
Like your standard police fare, right?
Yeah.
Now let's take something like, we'll take a live action example, right? We'll take something like Criminal Minds,
Okay.
okay?
Garbage.
Because it's basically the same thing, right?
Sure.
But
No.
aggregated for a long
Here's what I
ass
said.
time.
Yeah,
It's like watching Psychopaths if it was Dragon Ball Z.
yeah.
They'll figure out the crime in about 12 episodes from now. Or you'll learn like 16 different crimes that no one cares about.
Yeah, I mean, and it does that same thing. So it makes you wonder, right? Like whether you should do sequels to anything in the first place.
Yes and no.
I think they just do sequels sometimes because the first did so well. They're like, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a business side, you know.
Money grab.
Obviously,
That's what everything.
Yeah,
That's
there's
it. You tell me something that's new at this point. That's not just, a recycled IP.
You're telling me loot boxes are like not new?
What?
what? That's
What
that.
conversation
What?
are we having now?
That's
I don't even know what we're talking about in the beginning.
That's completely different.
But
Where did that come from?
yes. Just answer with the yes, and we'll
I
move
was thinking
on.
of Call of Duty for some reason.
What?
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, but you are right. I mean, everything is to a certain point. It's recycled. It's just how well you can present
It's
it.
if you can change the recycled garbage and make it less garbagey. That's what all we're doing nowadays. But we're recycling
Less
the
garbage.
garbage and somehow making more garbage. It's like making this bottle, but you made it into 2 empty bottles that are worthless. That is what everyone is making nowadays. So it's like there's new stuff, but it's like the first part of the God movie with the Guardians.
Yeah.
Great movie. I don't think I've seen many things like it, or even anything like it.
No.
I'm like, it's good, but then the
It's-
second one, you're just like, here's some action.
Like,
No
it's-
fucking reason.
All action.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting way to tell a type of story that's been done many different ways.
Yeah.
Because bare bones, it's a man coping with his own death and family tragedy.
Yeah.
Except you add this fantastical element to it, right? So that's always nice, right? When you're looking for that twist
Yeah.
on something that already is well established.
Yeah.
Because nothing else is really new. That's all you can do. You blend it with other things to try to make new things.
Would you count OVAs like in that category?
What? OVAs to me are just
Just longer episodes.
no. OVAs to me is here's your fan service.
Uh,
Move along. You want some TNA? Here you go.
okay.
That's what I picture an OVA. At least most of the OVAs I've seen.
Because there's some that are like 3 episodes long or whatever.
Well, technically, so Cyberpunk 3.
Uh-huh.
At least on how Amazon does it, is they have the season, and then there's OVAs that are basically 3 episodes that are all linked together. It's an OVA technically. I'd almost consider it a small movie that had commercial breaks at some point.
I mean, there's different. Obviously, the fan service example is the almost the gold standard, right? But you do have different things. For instance, Olive Gundam Unicorn is technically OVAs.
Yeah,
It's 7 of them.
There's 7 OVAs?
Yeah,
it's one long season.
yeah.
But there's 7.
It was divided in 7 OVAs over like 3 years,
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh my god.
Or you watch it like I do, and I watch it all at once, and I'm like, that was a good arc.
What about you remember in the Fate Grand Order mobile game or whatever? And they
Yeah,
did
that's
that.
true.
They did that collaboration with like Shiki was one of the characters.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of okay.
That
Yeah,
are those OVAs or those movies?
I almost say they're movies because they're like between an hour and 2 hours long each one.
And there's what, like 5?
There's 7 of them.
There's 7 of them?
Yep.
I don't know. That's an OVA.
Yeah.
Because
Some are 2
what
hours
does OVA
long.
stand for? It's like
Original
Video adaptation.
animation,
animation.
something like that.
Nah, Google it.
Ovulating.
I think that actually,
vagina.
technically, I think those are considered OVAs.
What?
The Karano Kokai.
Oh, they probably are.
Yeah.
Original video animation.
That video. Yeah, so I think those are.
I don't know.
So would you put them in the same category as like the
Sequels?
first OVA or whatever was the best one from the last one? Or is that just a completely different game?
I think it's a completely different game. Well, it matters because to me, there's as you said, OVAs that are like one-offs that just mean nothing,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and then you have the Shiki one where it's one complete thing.
Yeah.
But to me, that's
Unicorn
not
was
an
that way as well.
OVA. That's just the season.
Just a longer.
You're just
A longer
Show.
season with more budget.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're part of a. Well, I wouldn't say more budget, but you're just a longer.
Karano Kokai was, but yes.
Cool. That's one.
I know.
Anyway.
I'm just saying, yes.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so it's just a longer season. It's just adding to more of the season. You're just in the same element, but either you're adding characters or you're adding random garbage. 'Cause that's what most OVAs are.
Yeah,
Is you're just
Random garbage.
yeah. It's just like here's some more characters, and it's only tied in because it's in the same timeline or the same. You'll see like one of the characters in the background. You're like, he was in that one episode I
Yeah.
saw.
Oh my
So
god.
it makes
I
it
hate
an
that
OVA,
shit.
basically. That's how I actually picture it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's in the because that's what the Shiki one is, isn't? It's in the same world,
It's a whole visual novel, I think, is where it comes from. But
but it's in the same world.
it's in the same universe.
And then it's
Yeah.
considered no.
Yeah, it's in the same universe.
Or you can just consider it another season at that point.
Or sometimes you'll get like, oh, here's another one, right? Thinking of OVAs, right? So we watched Alice in Borderland, right?
Yeah.
Which there are like 3 OVAs
Yeah.
for that.
For the TV show or
No,
for
for the-
the
No,
the actual-
there's animated.
No, yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
what I'm asking.
Like,
They're
because there's no
20-minute long.
Yeah, there's no full show. It's just 3 OVAs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, there's stuff like that that's just
Yeah.
there.
But at that point, it's just a show. I wouldn't, because I don't know, because OVA, at least how the definition
Yeah.
is, it's just original.
Uh-huh.
That means it's not from anything else, or
What-
it's never
what-
been.
if it's an
it's
adaptation,
not, yeah.
is it still an OVA?
Well, I guess it is.
'Cause
But there's
you-
also the other one.
Because technically all the OVAs we've
Yes.
just mentioned are adaptations.
What's the other one? There's like OVAs and something else.
there is.
Yeah, there's another one.
Fucking go to my anime list and like new season, and it'll be like under a different category.
Yeah.
But
But then you also have like these one-shots that are OVAs. For instance, 2 seasons ago, you had Burn the Witch,
yeah,
Yeah.
which was an OVA. Because there's only 1 volume of the manga.
that's true.
Which is why, there's not enough for a whole show. So they just did this OVA.
Was it like 20 minutes long? Or
I don't remember. I didn't fully watch it. I was going to watch it, but I didn't. I just know, like, that manga... ONA, yeah.
What the fuck's
Look it up.
That manga just had like just a shit ton of steam pushing through it because by the same guy who wrote Bleach.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like his next project since Bleach is long over.
Original net animation.
Just I mean it's just on the internet.
It's a
Fuck
known as Japan and web anime. It is an anime that's directly released onto the internet, so that means it has no TV release.
Yeah.
So
It's just
ass.
straight. Yeah, no, there's more tits than A probably.
So
stuff.
it's just like those movies that are like straight to DVD or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I don't think I've ever watched anything that's considered an ONA.
Me
But
neither. I don't think so.
well, who knows? Maybe I have, right? And we just didn't know what the designation is, right?
Okay, so OVAs, original animated original video animation, are interchangeable terms, blah, blah, blah. It's referred to animation that is released directly to video marketing without first going through theatrical release or television.
Oh, okay.
So that's what an OVA is. So an OVA just means it wasn't on TV.
Yep. It wasn't part of like
So
a
that
set
means
show.
an OVA doesn't mean it's part of the same world, like
No.
I was saying. So it just means
It just wasn't on TV.
it just wasn't on TV.
So it's like those like special episodes that they release in like the DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
set or
Some of them, that's exactly what they are.
Yep.
I mean, you'll take the OVAs for something like Testament of Sister and Your Devil, which are just hentai, but those are still extra.
I don't know what the fuck you said.
Huh?
I don't know what the fuck you said.
There's a show. It's called Testament of Sister and Your Devil.
Oh, the spicy one?
Yeah, that spicy
okay,
one.
okay.
Yeah, it's where the ovas are basically just hentai. So, like, the show was already, pretty much there. But that's what it became.
Mm-hmm.
But there's stuff like that, right? Which obviously that's not going to go on a TV, but it's part of that.
It should.
It's part of that show.
You think you guys went to Japan? That's not like an adult block. Like
You
after
don't
No.
remember?
Yeah, no, I don't remember, dude.
You don't remember
No.
going?
I
No?
think I was drunk.
Oh, what a shame. You're drunk for like 2 weeks.
I wouldn't think so because I don't feel like that's a thing that
Japan.
What do you mean? Like?
Oh, there
sorry,
might
what do you
be.
mean?
Like like maybe
like an
Like a
Adult
red-
Swim.
an Adult Swim in Japan.
Oh,
They just
on
show, like,
TV?
edgy shit.
I don't know. We
like,
were.
borderline hentai.
So I can tell you this is what our trip was. We woke up.
Dude, I know I was there.
Yeah, you remember this. So we woke up. We watched How to Learn English in Japan. We learned about
Rickshaws.
rickshaws.
Yeah.
We learned how to say the word rickshaw.
Which I don't remember.
It was rickshaw. No, I was learning how to say
Yeah.
it in English. I don't
It's
remember.
not rickshaw with an accent. Like
I don't know.
rickshaw.
They
No,
said
I
they
don't
told
remember.
us how to buy a rickshaw in America.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, anyway. So we did that. Then we would go do our stuff. And we come back and we watch women's volleyball.
That was only one place though.
Like
Good, so here's the
But
thing.
that was,
Here,
and we watched SpongeBob.
We did watch SpongeBob Japanese.
Yep,
Oh my
and it's
God.
God tier.
Yeah, it's great.
That's all I remember. on
Best
TV.
anime, no? But
Not Cory in the House?
no,
don't
Cody
have
in
that
the
in
White
Japan.
House or something.
What the house?
No. But like, I think half the places didn't even have TVs where we stayed anyway.
Must know.
So it's not like we really.
The like 3 places we stayed at. It was like so morning English, and then volleyball and random shit.
You didn't watch like the weather girl Japanese
No.
TV?
No.
Do they even have weather girls?
Maybe.
I
Or
don't
is that
know.
weather guy?
Who
What-
knows?
All I know is I would turn on the TV and I'd look for cartoons and see what they
You
had.
look for cartoons.
And I would
Well,
just
I
watch
mean, sometimes it was
whatever
fun. We watched Yokai Watch a little bit. Remember that? We had no idea what was going on.
Fuck that
I don't
show.
remember. Everything was in Japanese. So
But
I
it
just
was-
sat
it was
there and
on.
just like, oh, pretty pictures.
Or my subtitles.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I guess I watched stuff in Netflix there, but you know that doesn't count. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird, like OVAs, ONAs. They're just all like, here you go. Here's some more stuff,
You
more
know-
content.
You know what movie I did really like though?
What?
It's a Korean one called I don't know what it's called, but it's like about a phone call from the past.
Oh, The Call.
The one you guys talked about like a while ago.
Yes, dude.
You mentioned.
The whole time I thought it was a TV show.
Yeah.
I was trying to take a nap, but I was so entertained and like focused on the movie.
He's like, I'll take a nap at some point.
Yeah, I'll take a nap when it like slows down, or like maybe at the end of an episode. And the end of the episode never came until like 2 hours later. Like, oh, this was a fucking movie the whole time.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Well, I really liked The Call. I don't know. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
You should watch it.
Yeah, I probably.
It's not a horror movie.
I know. I probably
It's
should.
not scary, but
I heard it. I was like, I probably should have watched it.
Because it's just more like, it's timeline. Because it's like...
it's like a thriller.
Yeah, because... So the main girl lost her father in a
Yeah.
fire that she basically started.
Yeah.
But the girl
Fucking
that
spoilers.
called her... Yeah, I don't care. The girl that called her was from the past just before her family died.
Okay.
And
But it was
she
because they were
meets-
living in the same house.
Yeah, they were gonna buy the house. Was what was gonna happen.
Yes.
So
Something like that.
yeah, so they're gonna buy the house. So when she called her, the father and her as a young kid
Mhm.
were still alive. And
But it took her a little bit to realize that was a call from the past.
yeah, she thought. I think she thought it was like a joke or something.
Yeah, she was like a prank or something.
Yeah, until she heard her father.
Yeah.
And then basically, she helped her father not die. By doing so, the girl that helped the father not die was completely crazy.
Yeah.
Kills the mother and then just starts going on a rampage basically.
Oh,
Kills
shit.
the mother, her mother,
Mm-hmm.
and then goes on a rampage killing
Because she
her.
was supposed to die. Because the mom was gonna kill that daughter.
Yeah, she kills her. She
Because
like
she was fucking crazy.
yeah, she does like religious thing and just whips the fuck out of her until she
She was
dies.
like, yeah, she thought she had like
Like the-
exorcism or something.
Yeah.
Like
Dude in Da Vinci Code.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
much.
that's what it was. An exorcism with a knife.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that shit was wild.
it happened the other way around. You know, when you tell her you're gonna die, she's like, okay, stab.
But no, the other girl in the future had to help her get out,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything went to shit.
She fucked everything
Yeah.
up.
And then her whole family died.
Yeah.
And then she died at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
It's so stupid.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Well, I think the main issue with that, before we go too far,
Okay.
is she fucked up so much because she told. Oh, so she was gonna get arrested.
Okay.
The crazy girl. So she wanted to have her get out of it because she killed some random dude.
Okay.
She killed the strawberry guy.
Yeah, the strawberry
The
guy.
strawberry
Don't
guy.
forget, he's really important.
It was.
I don't remember who
He
he-
supplied strawberries for the whole town.
Yeah, yeah, very important.
So
Anyway.
so he's the milkman.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's okay. The father of half the kids.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, so she kills him. She tries to get saved. And she's like, oh, if you don't save me, I'll kill your father. So she's
Okay.
like, okay. So she's looking up what happens and blah, blah, blah.
How she gets caught.
Yeah, yeah.
blah, blah.
She finds out, but she's like, oh, she's fucking crazy. So she looks up incidents that are happening in the area, sends her to a place that fucking explodes.
Oh.
So she goes there, and she's like sitting around, and like the gas is about to explode. I think she hears like a chicken or something outside.
Yeah.
She goes out there.
And then it explodes.
And then it explodes. She survives.
So fucking-
She gets pissed off. She kills the father. Yeah, I think so. Like
Yeah,
right there.
because they go visit.
Yeah.
And then she ties him up, and so she kills her dad in front of her as a
Yeah.
child, and then she burns her as a child.
Yeah.
So she feels it in the future.
Yeah. And then all I know is at the end, towards the end, it was like the mother. It was the mother and the crazy lady fighting each other off. The mother throws herself off with the girl off a balcony, which you could survive. It was only like a story. It wasn't like you're falling 5. So she falls, and you're like, oh, the mother died and the crazy lady died. And you're like, ah, what a shame. Who cares? And then the crazy lady ends up surviving, and she kills.
It was crazy because it was at the end of the movie. It was the girl and her mom just walking away all happy and shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, her relationship is so good now.
Yeah.
And before that, it was like shitty.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, she just fucking disappears.
And she just
I was
disappears,
like,
and it
whoa.
So somewhere in the past, someone survived. Oh,
Because she called herself.
yeah. So the crazy lady survived the fall, called herself in the past to tell her to kill the mother, and blah blah blah. It was over, and then I think
And then she
she probably killed both of them. Is what I'm guessing.
because she kidnaps the main girl
Yeah.
at the end and then tortures her.
Yeah.
And then she dies.
Yep. And you're just like,
But this all could have been avoided if she would have lied how she got caught.
yeah, that's a lot I would have said.
And you're like,
I
oh
would just
yeah,
been
I'm
like,
gonna lie to her and make her blow herself up. What? You just
Well-
lied the whole time.
well, I would have just lied saying like, oh, this is what got you caught, and then she would have like hid that,
yeah.
and
she
then,
would have caught
and then
anyway.
got caught for the same
Well,
thing
no, she's
in the
fucking
same way.
dumb, dude.
And I'm just like,
God.
whatever.
Characters don't think about this.
No.
No.
Characters don't think about things that are inconvenient to the plot.
Hey
Well,
man.
I would kind of agree as like it was a stressful situation.
Yeah.
If you were put on the
Yeah,
spot.
no, that makes sense.
But she wasn't really put on the spot. It was
Yeah.
like, you tell me to do this, and then she had like a day of thinking about what to tell her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you're just like, oh.
It was with the girl from Parasite, so it was like, she knows how to do stressful situations.
Hell yeah.
That movie
very
was
well.
good too. Parasite.
Speaking of which, get into that. So this is a random question we'll ask.
52. 42, sorry.
42.
You were so
69.
close.
I'm
So
sorry.
close.
I lied.
Favorite Korean movie?
Oof.
I'd have to go Parasite, but I feel like that's more of a bias or recency bias. I'd have to go through what I've watched.
Favorite Korean movie?
You just think of off the top of your head.
The
Technically, it's favorite Korean movie right now.
The Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a romance movie. It's only my favorite because I was bawling at the end of the movie.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was so fucking sad, dude. So it's about this girl,
Okay.
and she finds this boy, and he's half werewolf. But
You're not selling me on this at all.
Like, he doesn't look like a werewolf. It's like one of those kids that gets abandoned.
Oh, I've seen this movie. It's called Twilight, I think.
It's called Jungle Book.
Oh my God. You're saying he looks like an ape, but he's not.
But anyway, like, they show how she falls in love with this kid, blah, blah, blah. She has to leave eventually because, she can't, like, keep this relationship up with this fucking guy because he can fucking speak because he's technically a wolf.
Okay. Sure.
Time passes. She's an old lady now.
Okay.
Recognizes the kid. And a bunch of other shit happens, and she abandons him again. And it just gets really fucking sad.
Okay.
Yep.
It sounds like barely better than Twilight.
But did you cry at Twilight?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I was so sad at that one scene when they were banging. You're like, oh, I like the other guy. I like the other guy way better.
I was crying when at the last movie it was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
I was like, fuck this movie.
Yeah, I was crying. I was like, I realized I wasted 2 hours of my life.
Dude, my little sister who watched it, I think she was like 6 at the time.
Okay.
She just fucking did the biggest sigh in the movie theater. She was just like so disappointed it was a dream.
Oh, they all kill each other? When everyone just fucking kills each
Everyone
other?
fucking dies,
Yeah.
and then it was a dream. Yeah.
You're like, it ended. Oh,
Ah,
fuck. I just wasted 2 hours and $20 of my fucking
so dumb.
That's why I never would have watched those movies in theaters.
And you read
And that's why I did read them. But I didn't buy those books. My sister did.
Oh, okay.
So she wasted the
She
money.
wasted that money. but yours. Are you going with Parasite?
Probably. I'm gonna have to really dig to think about it. Like I'd have to look.
I mean,
it up.
Parasite's great.
I think it's a great movie.
Bong Joon-gook is amazing. Amazing director.
Would you say Snowpiercer is a Korean movie?
It's done
It
by
is,
a Korean director.
But I wouldn't
Yeah.
consider it one of my favorite. It's great, but it's not my
Yeah.
favorite.
No, I know, but I would.
You would?
Like, I mean, so if you're thinking about it, like, it's not the setting of your movie that determines where your movie's from.
Is it the director?
It's the director and the production team.
Okay.
Like, if you really think about it, or where the money's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
That's another big one too. So that would be Korean. For instance, I mean, obviously my all-time favorite movie is Pan's Labyrinth, right?
Yeah.
It's not a Spanish movie, even though every actor
Mexican.
exactly every actor is a Spanish actor. It takes place in Spain, but it's not a Spanish movie. It's a Mexican movie.
Yeah.
It's a Mexican cinematographer,
Does that
Mexican
mean
director.
Harry Potter 3 is a Mexican movie?
Yes.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, and I'm just gonna say yes because it's Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah.
and his movies are just great, and that's the best one because
That is the best
because Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna go with Parasite. I looked up a video, but it's Japanese. I just realized. It was before. So I was just like, But I watched this a long time ago. It was, you know, The Good, the Bad, and Ugly.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Little
you
Cowboy.
told me
We
about
have
this.
to watch this movie. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. So it's a Japanese version of the same movie.
That sounds
but
amazing.
It's like way more comedy than the original.
Oh,
so
shit.
it's pretty funny, but it's like 2.5 hours long.
Is it on
I think.
Amazon Prime or anything?
Well, I mean, the original is almost 3 hours long, right?
Yeah,
Bootleg
probably.
it?
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
You can watch it right now on Sling.
What the fuck?
I don't know what that is. But
The
it's
internet.
like-
The internet. Okay.
It's 220. How long it is.
Oh, okay.
I do remember really liking the movie, but you know it's not Korean, so you know I can't I can't put that in my top favorite Korean movies.
Do you have one?
I do. It's
Parasite?
boring. No, it's Old Boy.
Old Boy's
Old
really
Boy
good.
is really good.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Uh huh.
Oof.
Old Boy's my favorite. Like, just from, I mean, the way the story beats, the pacing, the cinematography. Oof, the hallway fight scene just.
I have a few.
That's a really good one.
Now I'm really thinking about it. AK, I'm looking up movies.
Oh.
I found some good ones, so I'll name a few. Well, obviously you got Train to Busan.
Hell yeah.
It's not on
Oh,
here.
that is really good.
That is-
not, my,
yeah.
not my favorite.
The Wailing is really good.
That was a good movie.
Wailing might be up there. The Call.
That was a good movie.
Let's see. Yeah, Train to Busan. Snowpiercer is on here.
Yeah, because
Snowpiercer is
Oh,
good.
hashtag Alive. I actually like that movie.
that was a decent movie.
I didn't like
You
it.
didn't like it?
No, it was
I liked it. It was
Yeah, it was-
entertaining.
it was
I wouldn't
entertaining.
consider it like top movies, but it is a good movie.
The host is Korean?
Oh, The Drug King. That's with.
Oh, I
the
remember
Train-
that with the guy from Parasite.
Parasite.
Yeah.
I do want to watch
the
a Taxi
host.
Driver.
Taxi Driver.
It has
Peninsula.
Best Boy. Well, one of Best Boys.
Which one?
Which one?
It has the
big
No,
guy.
it has the guy from Parasite, the dad.
Oh,
yeah,
so
yeah,
the same one from that drug movie that we watched.
Yeah, the drug-
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
like that drug movie.
It was
It
okay.
was
so
okay.
confusing.
It was
Yeah,
okay.
but you weren't like paying attention.
I was half paying attention.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's-
probably-
I mean,
There's
it's
a lot.
it's not that confusing.
it doesn't make
It's like you're watching a Martin Scorsese movie,
Pretty
like
much.
except it's not Martin Scorsese.
the Korean version.
So it doesn't have some of the nice, fun, Scorsese-isms.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
There's no Joe Pesci.
there's
Damn
the
it.
remember Best Boy from.
I do like Okja.
Oh, Okja's good.
Okja's really good.
Oh, same director, Snowpiercer and Parasite.
The big guy from the Guardian movies. I found another one with him in it. It's called The Outlaws.
Oh,
Do I have to watch it?
I guess so. It's always on Amazon Prime.
interesting.
It's free on Amazon Prime.
Oh, hell yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's got Best Boy in it.
Oh, for the guy from Train to Busan. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Tonight things get wild. That's what the poster
hell
says.
yeah.
So, but if for Korean, I'd probably go with Parasite or Wailing.
Parasite is a very good movie. Like, those are both very good movies.
They're both stressful. I just like stressful movies, I think.
Yeah. I mean, The Wailing is a great horror film.
It is.
Yeah.
It is good. Like, I think because it's not. I don't think it's just a good horror film. I think it's just a good movie.
Yeah.
It's very smartly edited, smartly designed.
Yeah.
Like, it takes its time for that perfect amount of tension to build, but then it doesn't. It doesn't have to end it with a jump scare. It leaves you with that.
Oh,
It just
man.
leaves you with that
Yeah.
dread.
You know what I want to watch next?
What?
A Tale of Two Sisters.
Oh, I heard about that one.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a psychological horror drama.
Oh, okay. You're looking at Japanese
Yeah.
animated movies now?
No, I'm just looking at Japanese movies.
Oh, it's so funny that the majority is just animated
It's like
movies.
90%.
Okay, you know the movie on HBO with the bald guy that was in the third John Wick movie?
Wait. Sorry. Say that
Oh,
whole
The
sen-
Raid.
Oh, The Raid?
No.
You're thinking The Raid?
No. It's
Raid's a
The
great
Raid is
movie.
a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Because people in John Wick are in The Raid.
Yeah.
no, it's fuck. It's something in Bangkok. One Night in Bangkok.
Oh, One Night in Bangkok.
Oh.
Last
yeah.
Night in Bangkok.
Yeah,
Is
that
that a Japanese movie?
it probably is. It probably is.
Because the movie was absolute shit.
What are you talking about? It's got a great character, and that's it. Legit it.
The
And
guy
it's not even that
from John
great.
Wick. That's
It was like a shitty wannabe John Wick movie.
I don't even know if it was that. The story was just ass. I just didn't like it.
The action was pretty decent.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just something about
What
it
is-
I just didn't like.
What is The Raid?
The Raid?
Chinese? Japanese? Korean? What is The Raid?
Probably Japanese or Korean. Oh no, okay. It's a kung fu movie. I don't know. You're pushing like a lot of
Is it Chinese?
different.
Indonesian.
That's Indonesian.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna put that as my best Indonesian movie because I don't know any other ones from there.
I remember the guy from The Raid was in that one movie with Mark Wahlberg that we watched.
Dude, I just learned
Mark
my.
Wahlberg?
Yeah. Where he's like, they had to transport the guy.
Yeah,
Oh. Okay.
I just learned my favorite Japanese movie is Enter the Fat Dragon. With
That's a
Don-
Wait, it's
Japanese movie?
Japanese.
I looked
It's
up
so
Japanese
that is
Chinese
that is a
movie.
totally a Chinese movie.
Motherfucker says popular movies set in Japan.
That's
Well, that movie's also
if that's the case, freaking Last Samurai should be on there.
Nah,
The
this
Last
movie's
Samurai is my
garbage.
favorite Japanese movie.
Pacific Rim?
Oh yeah, part of it does take place in Japan.
It does?
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
because they have the big monsters.
The Kaiju?
Yeah, the kaiju.
Yeah, you
That's
can't.
what
I mean, Guillermo can't make a kaiju movie without setting part of it in Japan.
And they fucked up the second one.
That's because it's a different director with a different,
I mean, not saying the
Worst
Pacific Rim
script.
was the greatest movie ever,
Yeah.
but fuck.
Oh, wait, is that a Japanese? Has anyone?
No,
See-
Pacific Rim is a Mexican movie.
It technically is.
Oh my god. Your logics are so good. What movie you should watch? Oh, it's actually on Prime. I didn't know that. Oh no, it's on Sling. Sorry, we gotta get Sling, I guess.
Damn.
One Cut of the Dead.
One Cut of the Dead is a great zombie movie.
One cut of the dead.
Yeah, so it's a zombie movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the first 20 minutes is shot all in one cut.
Oh, I remember this
Are you
movie.
serious?
Yeah.
I remember
It's
this
all shot in
movie.
one cut. And then probably the next hour. So the first 30 minutes of that next hour is talking about stuff that's happening in the world and like how these people are getting together. And then the last 30 minutes is the same one cut of the film in the eyes of the cameraman, and you see everything that's going on throughout the whole film.
It sounds fucking trippy.
It's really crazy because I remember watching
Yeah.
the one cut part, and I'm like, this is really cool. And then it like ends,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just kind of jumps straight to the next thing, and you're like, where am I?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's very
These
jarring.
people are just alive, and then it goes all the way through to the part where they start filming again, and then you're like, this all fucking makes sense again.
Shit.
And it's a really good movie. Rotten
cool.
Tomatoes gives it a 100%.
Bullshit.
100%.
What's it called again?
One Cut
One
of the
Cut
Dead.
of the Dead. It's a horror / comedy.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Oh, it didn't come out that long ago.
Nope.
No, it didn't.
I remember hearing stuff about it, and then
We watched it.
I think we saw it was.
You already
Yeah.
watched it.
It was. We
Yeah.
saw it on the plane going to Japan. Don't you remember?
Oh, that's right. No,
That's where I watched it. I'm like, they have
I was
it?
asleep all 18 hours of it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, I'm gonna watch this for sure.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Dude, Gravity is a Mexican movie.
Oh my god, I'm gonna break your your tablet.
Oh, that's right.
But I don't know.
I mean, but is he wrong? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes and no. Maybe.
Maybe.
But
Does that mean Lord of the Rings is a New Zealand movie?
Yes.
does that mean like most movies are not American at all?
No, there's quite a bit. I mean,
Because none of the Wild West movies are American. Name one American Wild West movie.
all the John Wayne movies.
They're all from Italy. They're all spaghetti westerns.
I didn't know the John Wayne ones were spaghetti
I
westerns.
think they are too.
Because I thought because spaghetti the
Spaghetti westerns are they're
spaghetti
just shot.
spaghetti westerns.
Yeah.
I think their time period is after John Wayne.
Is it?
Yes,
No.
because the thing is, Italy wanted to make westerns,
Yeah.
and so they made their westerns
I thought they saw John
based
Wayne
on like the
there.
John. There might be a couple,
Yeah.
but it's based on like the John Wayne stuff.
Yeah.
So they did their own take.
Oh,
Of,
so you have 5 movies.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's quite a
Some-
bit. It's a lot.
Well, yeah.
I mean, not all of it. It's actually not. Oh, it's actually a small number of westerns that are spaghetti westerns that are really
Yeah.
famous
I don't know.
because it was only a short period of time
Yeah.
after the big western craze
Yeah.
was over.
Yeah. I don't know. Either way,
The Revenant is also a Mexican movie.
I'm gonna break your I'm gonna break your tablet.
That means
What?
Pilgrim is an English movie.
Of course.
Yeah,
It's
that
also
makes sense.
directed by freaking what's his name?
Edgar Wright.
You're
That's
right.
why.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, we all do.
I just go. His head's there.
Baby Driver is an English movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
Aren't most of these shot in like England?
I haven't seen Baby Driver, so I don't know.
I can't remember.
I mean,
That
if
looked
we're,
pretty American.
if we're gonna go with like 90% of where movies are filmed, even if they are American movies, it's probably like Vancouver.
You're probably
You're right. You're right.
I mean, don't they take place there? Or do they take place?
It takes place in the U.S.
Oh, does it? I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Baby Driver takes place in the U.S.
Okay.
That's what it looked like.
I know most of Edgar Wright's movies take place in Europe.
Yeah, I mean Scott Pilgrim's Canada.
Is it Canada?
Yeah, it's Canada.
Toronto.
Oh, yeah, it is
Toronto.
Toronto.
I could have been Vancouver. I don't know.
I think it was actually probably filmed most of it.
Most
But
people out
Vancouver.
there speak French, so that's like Europe,
They all
basically.
look the same, right?
Yeah. You can't say that.
It is the Great White North.
Is that because of the snow?
Yeah.
yes, but this is one. What's a random movie by like a director that's not in any way, shape, or form?
Anyway,
Goes-
so what are some of your favorite? No, I don't know. I said I've been watching way more Korean movies. I think now, and I do feel like even on Netflix, they're just more interesting. I don't know why.
My Netflix now is all just like foreign
Foreign
things.
films.
Because foreign
Oh.
films are great.
I was reading an article saying that since the pandemic and most people aren't working,
Yeah.
that most people since they've watched pretty much everything there's an influx in foreign film watching because there's nothing else to watch.
Yes. On Netflix, I'm just like, okay, I've watched everything that I could watch while I work.
Yeah.
So now everything else is just like K-dramas that I want to watch.
Yeah.
But I can't fucking read and work at the same time.
Just learn the language, man.
I guess I just have to learn Korean.
If you play the
Japanese.
first episode, like, we'll say, like, how many times do you think you watched the first episode in one day while at work?
Like one of my jobs or like both?
Oh, both.
About 4 times.
No. I mean, like, you legit put it on all day.
Oh, just the first episode?
This is the first episode.
Oh. Probably twice that's happened.
No, I mean, like, if you did.
Or if I did.
Yeah. I mean, like, you 16 times?
Wait. We can't slide past the fact that he said there's been 2 times
you-
where he spent a whole day watching an episode.
Oh, no, I don't. No, I think he meant twice within that day. right?
No,
Or
it
do
was
you
the
mean-
No.
twice overall in the past year.
Yeah,
Where you spend a whole day
It was a
watching
whole
an
day-
episode.
It was the same
whole day watching the
episode.
same episode.
Yeah,
See.
because I kept trying to watch it, and it was really interesting. So I was like, "Fuck, I can't pay attention."
That's why I said, hold on.
I would replay it, and I would never get through it. It's like my whole attention to it.
My brain went to, oh, he's only watched one episode, maybe
No.
twice back.
You're giving him too much credit.
So you're telling me you watched one episode at least, like, we'll say 32 times,
I guess, or I tried to at least.
and you still don't understand what went on.
It was too much
Wait.
reading for my monkey brain, dude.
See, I was going to make the joke, I'm like, if you watch one episode, say 16 times, without fully paying attention, you'll probably start learning maybe one or two words.
See, I'm gonna tell you
now
right.
he's 2 days in. Never mind.
He just counteracted your argument.
They
What
weren't.
the
They
fuck?
weren't like a day after the other.
It doesn't matter. I'd pick up probably one word. I'd be like, ah, yes. I now know what this
Maybe
means.
this is what I should do. Like eventually, I would just understand the first episode.
Yeah.
That will take me, like maybe 6 months,
Yeah.
and then move on to the.
It's
other.
like,
What you need to do, I think, is you know how you can play the YouTube videos that are like learn this by listening to it.
Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
like, I'll tell you like driver, and then I'll be like intensu, and it'll be like okay, but you just listen to that same word for 20 hours.
He
and you'll
might
pick up
learn
the
it.
word. That's what you need.
I just kept hearing the greeting when you say in Korean.
Well, like on the phone or like in.
No, just like when you meet someone.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but
I don't
can't
remember right now, but that one.
You don't even remember.
I don't remember. That was a while ago.
Yeah, but you watched it like 36 times.
It was like 36
You
times.
watched it 2 days.
You know what? It might have been 8 times.
Okay, that's not as bad. What the fuck's wrong with you?
God. We had a third eye. You're just kind of like.
Or look at the screen and not understand what's going on is what that would happen.
That's how I watched the whole 10 seasons of Smallville. I didn't have to pay
Yeah, you-
attention.
you
I
ever-
just listen to it. I'm like, oh, this
Well,
is going on.
You ever just do that though? Like you're watching like a movie, and you stare at the screen. You're watching, you're physically staring at the
you
screen,
look, you know what's going on.
and then like 20 minutes pass, and you're just like,
What the fuck happened?
like,
A, that's either
what
bad
did
movie,
What did I just?
bad rating.
What did I just watch?
That happens to me when I read. And like 3 pages later, what the fuck did you read?
But it's like, I mean, it usually is like in a movie that's not great, but you're just watching the screen, and you're just kind of like,
What you're watching is moving pictures and shiny objects at that point.
yeah. Or it's
You
like,
went full monkey brain. You're
it's
like,
the.
you're like someone put a flashlight in your face, and you're like, ooh.
It's like you ever like
20 minutes later, you're like, what happened with that flashlight?
it's like you ever like drive home.
Yeah,
and
and
you don't
you're
real-
like,
you
how
don't-
did I teleport
Yeah,
here?
yeah, exactly. You don't realize how you got there.
Dude, that happens to me all the time. When I used to drive to work, I'm like, how did I miss the exit? Where am I?
Oh, see, I don't have that
Colleges
problem.
like
It's
that.
just like I'll be driving home from work, and I'm like, I'm home.
Did I run any light?
Where did the past half hour go?
Yeah.
But like sometimes that'll happen to me, like watching something.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that does
I mean,
happen.
it's like you're just on a rare occasion it happens to me reading. Like I'll be like I'll read a paragraph and I'm just like, I retained none of that paragraph. Like it's, I read the words, I saw them, I read them in my mind, but they're gone. It's just, it's not there anymore.
What happens to me is like the episode or whatever I'm watching or the movie, it gets really intense. I'm like, ooh, paying attention. And then I'm like, how the fuck did they get to this point? So I have to rewind. And I'm like, oh, okay, I remember watching this,
Yes.
like, hearing about it.
Well,
Like,
I do that with podcasts because sometimes like the podcast rewinds like 1 minute because it's like, oh, this is what you missed or blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you're like, I think I've heard this, and you start skipping forward. And you're like, I haven't heard this part. You go backwards. You're like, but I heard that.
Oh, sorry.
You keep going.
But that happens to me with podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
Especially like,
Oh, podcasts, I just teleport through the thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, working, and then I'm like, Like, what happened?
It becomes just kind of like white noise
Yeah,
in the
that's what it is.
background.
It's
Yeah.
someone talking to you. It's like when you guys talk to me. I'm just like,
It's just white noise. You see the conversation we've been having for like the past like
White
just
noise.
white noise.
wait, what are we doing? Who are you guys?
Why?
What is this? What is this?
Truckoon.
Truckoon?
Truckoon.
Never
That's how
heard
you got here. But yes,
That's how the viewers got here too.
Truckoon.
Truckoon.
of it. Welcome to hell.
They're reincarnated as a viewer.
Wait. Oh, yeah. They're reincarnated as a viewer, and we're your guardians. We'll bring you back to reincarnation. I know we don't want this, but we're all
No,
here together.
We have to reincarnate 1,000 of them.
Not 49?
Not 49. It has to
Not
be
40.
1,000.
We need 1,000.
We need 1,000.
Oh shit.
And we only have like 2 years.
We have 12 already, so we need 988.
Come on, you can do this, man.
You can see the cogs. It's like the freaking the formula meme. He's doing calculus stuff.
It was the cogs, but there was a stick
That he stuck in there.
Yeah. Oh, it's the fucking wheel where he jams the
That
stick
meme.
in it.
It's just like that.
He's like, huh.
I mean, it's only almost 2 in the morning.
Well, it's gonna be a fun drive home tonight, probably.
Woo!
Well, so that was the episode today.
I guess we can finish it.
This is our rambling on
Wait.
film. We'll
Let's-
ramble some more.
Let's recap what we talked about.
Movies.
We talked about Along with the Gods.
Okay.
We talked about how shitty sequels are
Yep,
usually.
yep.
We talked about what an OVA is.
We found out Snowpiercer's Korean.
We found out Snowpiercer's Korean,
Yeah.
and that The Revenant is a Mexican movie. Harry Potter is also.
Harry Potter 3.
Harry Potter 3, the best one, is a Mexican movie.
And everything else is garbage.
Everything else is
Except
garbage.
Fantastic Beasts 2.
Have you seen that?
We watched
Oh,
it.
yes, we did. We did watch it.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Oh my
I meant
god.
Fantastic Beasts 3.
Whenever that comes out.
No,
Never.
it's out up in here.
Oh god.
Up in here.
Talked about our favorite Korean movies or whatever.
Yeah.
So if we if you
I
have
can't
any
wait to change.
recommendations,
I can't wait
down
to
below.
change my answer when I go back through and be like, oh yeah,
I forgot
look at all these
about
Korean
that
movies that I
I'm
watched.
not change mine.
I probably will change mine too.
Yeah,
Mine's probably staying the same.
Yeah, probably.
probably. I mean, that is a god tier movie.
I don't know. Now I got Parasite and Wailing. They're so good. Have you
flip the
you've
coin.
seen the Wailing?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
You gotta
you
watch
didn't
it.
see it?
No,
If
I
you-
wasn't there.
You watched it with Eric.
I watched with Eric. I watched it with you.
I was
well, you
there.
and Eric.
You
I watched it by
watched it?
myself. Yeah.
Did you have nightmares?
No.
It wasn't really scary.
Oh,
it's
it
more of a
It's very
thriller.
tense.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you watch it again, I will watch it because
Bet.
I think it's a good movie.
Okay.
Like
It
I'll
is a
sit through
good
again.
So
movie.
Netflix?
It's just long.
It was.
It's like 2.5-hour movie.
Ooh, Prime.
But I mean, I like it. It takes its time
Okay.
to do everything, and it's like the way it sets up things and the way it goes through plot points and like it debates you with the way it's edited.
Oh man.
It's good.
I love a good debate.
I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
very
It
good.
is one of those movies where I had. It's on. Tubi. Tubi. It's free right now.
Tubi.
Dude, 99 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, because it's a fucking great movie.
But yeah, I'd recommend watching that one, or we'll just rent it on Amazon for like $2.
And you can watch it.
What other things do we recap?
I don't know. There's a bunch of gibberish mixed in there.
Pretty gibberish.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the best thing. These AMVs have been going on for this whole time. There's some real good fight scenes, and they're really blurry. My computer's having struggles, I think, with it.
I love when it changes videos. It takes up a little bit to load.
Yeah, it's got the heavy circle.
I don't notice. There's just like it's just
okay.
it's
Yeah,
just-
it's in your
it's just
background.
a
You don't-
The
wall.
viewer won't know the circle because I think Eddie's covering the.
He won't see it.
Yeah.
And then you have the big white screen every so often. Oh, we're at the end of the playlist too.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect place.
I was gonna talk about the figure I bought. We'll talk about it next.
Yeah, next time. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well-
We'll open some figurines next time.
Well,
I think.
we'll do that in
Maybe.
another video.
Oh, okay.
We'll just do a whole nother video.
Yeah, we'll just
We'll have probably different people or whatever. We got a few
Perfect.
coming in. Finally, after 2 years.
After 2 years.
Well,
Yep.
one's like 1 year. I'm still waiting for my 2 years.
because you know the Rona.
But the other year, like, what the fuck happened there?
Well, because you pre-order them and it takes like 6
Yeah,
months
like
for the
it-
pre-order to go through.
Yeah, like it was supposed to come in 2020, but then the
Uh-huh.
Rona.
Well, it came in like 2019, just as they're on a hit. It was just like, oh well.
Just as the one ship was.
Yeah, the ship that was pulling out with the figures got stopped by a ship pulling in with the coronavirus people.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a great change.
Boom.
But,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then, thank you, everybody. Thank you for spending this time with us degenerates.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for listening to us rambling.
No, very knowledgeable.
Very.
Extremely.
Oh, if they didn't pay attention like we never pay attention,
Perfect
they're
white
just
noise.
like us.
Perfect white noise.
Hopefully.
If you're working out, maybe.
Perfect white
off.
noise.
I would recommend that, but I don't know. Maybe some people are into it.
We have great voices.
Absolutely wonderful voices.
Sure.
Thank you, everybody. And that is where we're going to end. Goodbye.